I'm Eric Chemi, and this is Politely Pushy.
Thanks all for joining me on the podcast. We got two guests today. Curtis Sparrer, the principal co-founder of Bospar, and Mika, the, I guess Holly White is your character, Cannes' most famous drag queen, and you two are putting on a show or a club? Like, is this a pop-up club, Curtis? Mika, tell me what's happening in Cannes here coming up this June.
It's okay. Go.
Everyone's so excited to talk. Also, Curtis, you go first, and then Mika will jump in with his perspective.
Yeah. So first of all, last year when I went to Cannes, the thing that I discovered was that there was no LGBTQIA nightlife, and it was not, at least not for the attendees. And so I was kind of like, well, what am I going to do? I guess I'll just go to like a sports bar or something like that. But there was no real community gathering space. And so I took a page from our tech clients who are always looking at how they can fill a need. And I thought, what if we were to create a pop-up LGBTQIA bar for anyone who is interested in a safe space like that? And at the same time this was going on, there were also a lot of headwinds of brands being targeted for their support of the LGBTQIA community. And I thought this is a real time to show our appreciation to brands who've stood up for our community. And that's why I thought we should launch Club Courage, a gathering space, the first of its kind nightclub for the LGBTQIA community and our allies, and make it an after party right after the PR Lions are announced at Cannes.
And then Mika, talk about your involvement, what you're going to be doing there, or your character.
Yeah, first I want to jump on what you said first, Curtis. That's true. There is nothing LGBTQ plus in Cannes, and that's why I moved back. I was living in Nice for 15 years now, and we just moved back in Cannes with my husband, and we're going to open a cabaret, a gay club, soon.
You heard it first. We just broke news right now.
Yeah, we're on the making it.
Well,
so, and for Lions, so Curtis sent me an email like maybe 2 days ago. So by curiosity, I opened the mail, and that's how it happened. So Curtis asked me if I could perform there for 2 hours, 2 hours of time. And I asked him, like, do you want me to DJ or just performing? So we managed to do both. So I'm going to DJ there and then do a number for the crowd. And I think it's very cool and special what you've done for this particular event on the Lions, because there is some other parties, but there is not much gay LGBTQ plus place to go.
Mika, what can audience members, people who go, what can they expect to see from your performance? What is your claim to fame? What are you notable for?
The way I lip sync, I play with my eyes a lot. It's always sexy and sultry. But since I'm gonna do DJ, the music is also important for me, and it's a way of expression to me. So I love playing house music, like old house, even disco and pop music. But for performances, I like to play fun and acting crazy.
Curtis, who do you hope will be in attendance there? What are you looking forward to in terms of like the goal for what you want to achieve?
Well, we have a pretty much open door policy. I mean, I would love it if Mika brought his friends from the area. Yeah, drinks on us.
Some of them ask me for that. I was like, I don't know if I can. I will ask.
Yeah, I would absolutely love it, because I don't want to be a bunch of carpetbaggers just hanging out there without treating people of Cannes in my really bad French. And I also want the people who are attending the conference to attend too. I want it to be a smorgasbord, if you will, of marketers, performers, people who are interested, of allies, really everyone, because I think that's where the best ideas are born, is when you get a bunch of people together who all want to celebrate in something important, and yet also come from all walks of life. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping for, is kind of like the Jones Cullen-esque perfect party.
Did we say specifically, where it's happening, what day, what time for people who are listening?
Details. Yeah. So what we're doing is, and let me just pull it up, Eric.
While you pull it up, I'm gonna go to Mika. Here in the United States, we're seeing a lot of pushback. Target, Bud Light, other companies for some of the products that they're selling, the influencers that they're working with. Are you seeing the same thing happening in France?
Honestly, not that much. I never saw like um, that many controversies over a brand. So I think I cannot talk about this subject because I have nothing to say. Like I have no knowledge about it. So it will be fake for me to say something.
Do you find when you're performing or you're working with companies or doing events, do you ever find that there is pushback or a protest or someone with a negative attitude, or do you find that you're being pretty welcomed openly?
Where I live, it's pretty open. So I'm always working in a gay bars, LGBTQ plus bars, queer space. So it's always welcoming. So, and the crowd is always queer people, even family, straight people with the kids and family. So everybody who's coming to see a show is already open-minded. Right. So I never had that experience.
Curtis, you got those details for us?
I do. I'm glad you voted. So it's going to be 9 p.m. CET, June 21st, La Experience Bar. And that is on 14, and my pronunciation is going to be terrible, 14 Rue Bivouac Napoléon.
Bivouac. It's Bivouac.
See, my pronunciation.
With a V.
And it's going to be just steps away from the Palais. So people who are going to go to the awards just a few steps away will be there to celebrate the winners, celebrate the almost winners, and also celebrate the brands that have stood up for LGBTQIA people.
Chris, you mentioned the brands. Obviously here in the US, there has been some pushback. Why do you think that is? Or put it this way, I think we know why it is, but what do you think companies should be doing? At some point, should companies say, hey, we're just a retailer, we're just selling alcohol? Like, is it their place to be in these types of highly charged conversations for brands that we're seeing they may suffer, and it may lead to layoffs, it may lead to people's bottom line. So there's real ramifications for companies that, let's say, don't get this right.
I think that what we have seen since the M&M's campaign is a playbook to pressure brands into taking steps backwards. And I think the right has figured out a very good strategy. The problem is once one brand steps back and retreats, it emboldens them, and it's hard to get that space back. And the real challenge that brands are facing is that the tastemakers, the influencers, the people that really move the needle are in that progressive camp. And so you can't win a battle of taste by retreating and then hoping that your brand will be relevant 5 years from now. And so it's a matter of brands making, decisions that really only have a short-term benefit and long-term consequences. And that's the very opposite of what good PR is. People are going to remember brands that were cowardly, that stepped back, that blinked. And I think that they are catering to a group that historically has always been fickle, always been angry, never been loyal, and really not been educated or moneyed enough to really make a difference. All they're doing is making noise. And, PR hat off to them for doing a good job at that. But I've got to say, these brands really need to look at the mirror and think, is this who they want to be?
Talk about this merger of what you're doing relative to the tech community, the advertising, media community. That's who's going to be there at Cannes Lions. How do you feel like that's going to intersect, and what are you hoping for?
I draw some influence from Richard Florida's creative class book and theory about how the tech community and the LGBTQIA community have always been tightly aligned because they are outliers. They are looking for people and ideas that are going to change the world. And so I think that kind of overlap has been responsible for a lot of these companies being very progressive in their politics and their policies. And I think that these tech companies are all having a moment where they are thinking, well, what's going on with these big brands like Target? And what does that mean for us in the future? A lot of executives have come to me and they have said that they're not going to be capped, that they are thinking that the best way to go is to continue to hold fast to their policies and their values, and most importantly, they're talented people. And that's why companies like Apple, for example, are the most respected in the world. And I think that that's the North Star here, that more companies need to be resolute in their values and realize that this is just going to pass like any storm.
And then Mika, you've been in Cannes for so long, the Cannes Film Festival, Cannes Lions, you see a lot of celebrities, a lot of famous people, billionaires, all that. Can you share just some interesting story, for our audience? Because I'm sure you've seen all kinds of things after hours.
Well, I was born in Cannes, so I've seen a lot, but recently the film festival is becoming more an influencer area. You can see the stars, but now you see like everybody from Instagram and TikTok, and I think my point of view lost the chic of it, the prestige. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I don't have like any story, a crazy story about festival, but just I can say that it's becoming like more popular.
I see. What are you looking forward to at Cannes Lion in general? Because I'm sure you'll be around doing multiple different events and different activities.
I prefer Lions than film festival, honestly, because it's more fun. It's more open. A lot of people is coming for Lions too. Like it's bigger. It's big. I mean, it's pretty big. All the beaches are turned to bars and with companies who are taking the beaches for themselves, like Amazon, Spotify, Twitter, and it's always a party there. And that's just fun. And you meet a lot of people.
Yeah, I remember last year our experience, Curtis, right? The big companies there, it was all,
Yeah,
Google Beach,
everywhere.
Spotify Beach, Amazon.
I'm working for Google Beach too.
We're delighted that you are able to do both. We feel we're almost as big as Google.
It's the 22nd for me on Google. The next day.
That's their Pride Party?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. And, I think that, I'm hoping that I'm not too destroyed after, our big after party the next day.
You'll be fine. We finish at 11, right?
Yeah, we finish at 11, so I should be
It's
good.
pretty early, yeah.
But I'm also very close to 50, so it's a little harder for me to enjoy a night like I used to.
And I understand. I almost 40, so same. I'm at 30. After 30, I felt the difference. Truly.
So here's a question for you, Mika. A lot of tech executives are coming to me and they're saying that they want a performer like you at one of their events. And to me, it's interesting that we're having this time where everyone is really recalibrating and considering, how they're going to support the LGBTQIA community. And I wondered, why do you think it is that businesses look to drag queens to make an event special?
Because drag queen is fun. We are here to make you laugh, to make you smile, to make you happy. So drag is not a crime, like we say. Drags are here to make people laugh and enjoy the night and the party. And we are people like other people, So having a drag now, it's like, because it's more mainstream now. So you have drag queens everywhere because of Drag Race and all the franchise. So I think it opened a lot of minds, not everybody's minds, But for companies and who wants an after party or even celebrates their company, they want pull a show. They want a show, so they go for drag queens. I think so.
Well, go ahead, Curtis.
I mean, you mentioned Drag Race France. I'm wondering, are you going to be on any of those shows coming up in the near future?
They just announced the second season yesterday. Yeah, the cast of the second season. Yeah, I'm not in.
Boo!
Boo-hoo. Maybe we'll see it next year. Maybe season 3. Who knows?
Maybe this party will get you in front of the right tech and media executives to get you.
Oh no,
that
I
attention.
already know like the people who I should know for Drag Race France. But you have to play the game and do all the casting selections.
I'm sure
I've
there's a lot of
heard from my
politics
friends inside.
Okay, my best friend is the host of Drag Race France, so.
Oh,
See,
wow.
You cannot have like, how do you say that in English? It's not easier.
Well, we will have to kiki about that more. Eric, kiki is a term that I hear the younger people using, and maybe I'm right too. I don't know.
I think I'm in the old group now. I think I'm the closer to 40 the side of things, closer to almost there. But no, this has been a great conversation, Curtis, Mika. Excited for what you have planned coming up later this month. Thanks for spending some time. I know both of you are busy. You have work to do, so I'll let you go. But thank you for explaining kind of how we got to this point and what people can look forward to in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you to my guest, and thanks for listening. Subscribe to get the latest episodes each week, and we'll see you next time.